Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome to this exciting tutorial in which we will be discussing the Selenium and or the web automation using the Selenium functionalities. Right, the Selenium is an add-in, and which we have shown you that in the developer tab and the Visual Basic, you put a reference to it, and then a whole lot of functionalities become access in within your reach, and you can do a lot of exciting things which are normally you won't see the people doing in Excel, right? So this is a very interesting subject, uh, and a great thing which normally an Excel user wants to do it, but he does not know, and that it is so easy and it is within his reach. All he has to do is just figure out the utilities which are available in the net, and the tutorials these are available. And for this, I recommend you a tutorial of on the YouTube channel. You have Shan Ansari. So I have learned a lot from his tutorials, and Automation Fever is his channel name, and it has a great series of tutorials available there, and they teach you how to make a real automation flavor. You can have it right from using his techniques, which he demonstrates in his videos, and in a very simplistic manner. And I have chosen the thing that let me do it, the same thing which was taught, which I learned from Shannon Sari, and produce it in front of you, and showing you a little bit of more information which I can add in it. Otherwise, most of the things are already covered by Shannon Sari very well. What I'm doing is just I am recapping, and I'm actually sharing. By sharing your experience, you learn a lot, and the people uh, get informed about the new approaches, and the more you share them, and the more you get your increase your knowledge increase, right? And the knowledge and the wisdom is also means the more you practice the knowledge, the more you get the wisdom, right? So that's why the Shakespeare has said that the knowledge is proud that it knows too much. It's a whole ocean. You know, it's a whole it's a great depth of knowledge there. It means there is no end point. Huh? So knowledge is proud that it knows too much, and wisdom is humble that it knows no more. It means whenever when you get to know some new thing, you say, "Oh my God, why I did not get it years ago? I was in need of such those things." Right? So wisdom is the best thing, was better than the knowledge. That it always keeps you geared up to increase your knowledge, and do not draw a line that your knowledge, the day you map a line that you have learned and all the things, and so that is the point from where then and your knowledge starts falling down, right? So the wisdom way is the best thing, and that is I think my teachers like Shannon Sari is doing, is sharing the information wholeheartedly and with a greater conviction, with a great determination and dedication, right? So let's start, and let's do the recap. In our previous session, we showed you this thing. Yeah, the first one was the test that we use the Selenium Chrome driver. Before using it, we put a reference. This is the foremost thing. The very first step which you need to do is set up a reference to the Selenium type library, right? Okay, and there is another thing you may need apart from the Selenium type library. Another thing, if you go down in the Selenium, right? So you will have a Selenium wrapper as well. Selenium wrapper. This is I hope I will be able to show you somewhere. Yeah, this is the Selenium wrapper type library. This also simplifies your uh, 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 coding practices and functionalities. Okay, so let's add this so that we may need it in future also. Okay, the first thing is that reference, and then we just write these two commands. First thing is to create a browser, and then get the browser to open the URL, right? Okay, because when you type get and you put a space for URL, so this is the URL as a string, which is being passed to this, and the rest of the job Selenium from driver does it. for you, and it goes to your device. So this is fine. What is the next? The next is we have another. Let's go to the code here. Yeah, this is what the code. Make sure we are on the right. Yeah, this is the right review, right? So this is the text acme. So this code is going to do the same which we did, that it sets up a browser object to open a browser with a URL, not of the Google this time to Acme test, right? It's a uipath.com. So which requires the users to enter the user ID and password. So I went there, I created, I went to the register there, and I created my login, and I entered. They allowed me to enter the password and stuff. So my login is this time is this, right? My password is here, right? And then the login button is being clicked. So we will show you how it will happen and how nice it would be. You would appreciate it. Thanks to Shannon Sari for this step during this. So I'm reproducing it in just for the people who understand English only. Okay, so that was just I give the tribute to him, and I acknowledge his help for my video here. Okay, so let's press F8 to start step by step. So this will create a browser, okay, and this will start the URL. Okay, the URL is started, and the browser will execute the homepage with a proper login and stuff. Right? Okay. So next is now it is you're finding where is the email to be entered, right? Right. So it's finding the element by ID. This is a Selenium browser's Chrome driver method, and which the send keys is the method which allows you to enter programmatically enter your email address in here in the right place. So let's put up F8 just to show you that. Right? You see, it writes the right thing at the right place, right? It did not go to the password, it go to the right thing. Why? Because the email was the right ID of this box. How was it possible? How do one know this, that what is the ID? There can be so many IDs. Huh? So how to determine? So this we will discuss later. Okay. So just to increase your excitement and your interest, just I am showing you that now it is going to enter the password. So this is my password. Now like at 1, 2, 3. So this is it is being entered here. Okay, right? So the browser is now ready to click this primary button here, right? So this is a button primary, that is a login button, right? So as soon as you click here, it will get not only executed, but it will take you inside the account which you have logged in, right? So it is welcoming you and this and that. So so far so good. So this is the mm, the nutshell, that you can use the Selenium to automate the web, for the web automation, and you can click on any object. There are so many objects can be. So you have to determine which object you want. So you have to give the right object, right element of with the right ID, right in this spelling, right, and so that it takes it executes your information and puts the right thing at the right place, right, and then you click on. So how now the question that how was it possible for me to determine that this was the right place? Right? Let me go back here, right? So when we were coding, what we did is that we put we didn't know that what is the name of this object in which we want to give our email address, right? So what we did is that we put a right click in here, and we went to the inspect. When we do this inspect, the screen comes like this. So here we change the view as recommended by Shannon Sari, that this is the proper view, that all our HTML code should be bottom, not on the right or left, but bottom of the screen. That's better. And the page will be above, right? Okay. So we have a great button in here. This is a selector, right? So in order to know that what does the HTML say to this object, so we need to click in here, once, and then take the cursor to where we want to know that what is the name of it. So as soon as you click in here, you will see that it will navigate you to the exact position of the HTML code, which is telling you the ID, the input, the ID is email, right? So that makes us type the, when we type the browser here, when we type, for example, browser, and then we put a full dot in here. So you have so many methods and properties available in here, right? So you type find. As soon as you type find, there are so many findings you can do. Find element by, find element by class, by CSS, by ID, right? So we know the ID, the element's ID is within our access, so we can straight away type the email ID. Yeah? Find element by ID, and in the ID we are supposed to give what is the ID. So within the parentheses we will type email, right? Right, and then we close the bracket here, right? We close the bracket, and once you did this, so it has different methods available for you. What you can do, you can do a lot of things in here, right? You can clear that object, you can click on it, you can do so many things. So what we need here is that we want to enter the send key. We want to we want the VBA to send keys, to send the keystrokes, right? So what are the keystrokes that have to be written in here, in the within the ports? What is that? It is A and J, A, D, and etc. Like this. Okay, so this we did in here. Okay, so this is very important, very easy to. This is very useful that you try and hit and then trial and error, do the trial and error and find, and that will open your mind, your thoughts, and you can come up with different solutions using different methods and properties of objects. Okay, so sometimes you are using the find element by ID, and sometimes you are here, since this is not a this is a class, right? The button is actually a class. Here you do not want to enter any text or any password or any keystroke, but you want to click this button. So that class has to have some ID, some name, right? Class ID. So what we do, that you go back to this selector and you click on here. So this is telling you what is, how this class is being named in here. It is btn dash primary. This is the name of the class. This is the name of the class, right? Class. This is a button and button primary, right? So once you write this, then you close the bracket and then you put a dot. Then you have so many things of which you can do with this. So at the moment you need only the click in here. So this will log you on to the website which you want. Okay. So this is the great way of web automation. It's a start of it, and the lesson learning here is the use of inspect, and will increase your web automation knowledge, knowledge about how the HTML uses different classes in order to get the things and get the desired things. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. See you in our upcoming videos. Thanks a lot. So in order to add a file, a reference in an existing file, you need to add the reference, right? Sometimes if you don't find that reference in the alphabetical order downwards, you'll find it right on the top, since you have already been using this file or this reference. Okay, so it always comes on the top, right? So you can select this, and by doing this, now you can write the code which we showed you here. Right, this was the code. Let's copy it now. Okay, so we go to here and we paste the code here. So this is how you bring this functionality within your existing program, and you can now run it, and it will take you to the desired web page. So this is the thing. So we will now do the quiz. Let me prepare the quiz for you. Okay, so that because this file has got the quizzes, right? So that's the self-testing questionnaire, which enables you test yourself, build up your own queries. So for doing this, you can just add a new chapter, for example, here. So let's add a new chapter as a 27, right? Previous one was 26, okay. Maybe a lesson 27, right? 27. And here we write the Selenium. Selenium. Right? Regarding Selenium. So here we can write both expressions. So how would you what a the format? First step to the set up Selenium technologies. In your VBA project. Is so that you can write. Of course, the first step is that in your VBA, you've got to set up the references. Go to the tools, go to the reference, and add the reference to the VBA tag library. So the answer is add a reference to a VBA type library. Okay. Library, right? I hope I am writing the right that's why just ensure that this is VBA references and you need Selenium type library, right? Like Selenium type library. So this is the right side. The is a reference. Add a reference to VBA project. VBA project. And in the VBA project to Selenium type library. Right? So this is the right answer. And then you can also write, you say, different choices, which would have one of the answer has to be this. Okay, so this is going to be your profile and set a reference to, for example, you say add a reference, or you can say get a URL again. Which get the desired URL. You can write that. Get the desired URL. Of course, you need a desired URL, but not this is the process step. URL. And what else you can say that there can be some more things, right? Let me add it line so that. So I have set up these options. A new chapter is added, and you have put you have determined what is the question which you want to ask and what is actually the answer, right? So add a reference. So this is the right answer, and in the choices you write all the choices, right? So this is the right. This has to have an answer in that. So whichever the choice matches with the answer, that is going to be treated the scoring answer. Otherwise, the rest of it will be treated as fail, right? So get the desired web page URL, web page URL address, and write the code for desired procedure. Of course, you need to write, but you do not, as a software step, you need to have a reference. User people also not. So let's see how does it appear in here. So for this, when you go to the quiz, you will see a new chapter added, Selenium. Right? So the first step to set up Selenium functionality in your VBA project is add a reference in the set. This is right. Get the desired node. There, write the code. Write code for the desired procedure node and use the node. So this is the right answer that gives you the answer. Score. Okay. So thank you very much for joining this, and we will continue this in our upcoming video, and we look forward to your joining and exciting experience with you. Thank you very much.